Okay, last night, President Trump addressed the nation to provide information and safety tips about the COVID-19. 2 days ago, President Gee provided information on plans to keep our university community safe. In light of that information that came out in the last 2 days, thought it was best for me to address you all rather than our players. So I apologize about the inconvenience, change of schedule, but I still want to give you some updates on day 2. I know you all get to see some of it, and we'll have some questions about that. We're going to do our best to keep you updated as best we can as we receive information. Remember, all information is subject to change and can do so rapidly. I'm not a medical professional. I understand you may want to ask those type of questions, but I'm going to defer any medical questions to our medical professionals. So with that, I'll take questions.
So Neal, practice schedule, I mean, you're gonna follow through, take spring break like normal? I mean, what's your schedule?
Yeah, so it's fluid. I think it's fair. It's fluid. It's a fluid situation, and we're gonna continue to monitor the events and information nationally and locally to make a determination on how to move forward for the best of all involved. Safety is our number one concern. Safety for our student athletes, safety for our staff. The plan right now, as we speak, is to practice tomorrow in the morning and then give them spring break.
Neal, I have no idea how this will work, but if students can't come back after spring break, can your team come back?
Yeah, so our student athletes are going to adhere to the policies and procedures set forth by the university. The campus is open. The campus is open, and that's how we're going to kind of attack it. And again, some of it's fluid. I wanted to get in front of you all, but there's going to be some I don't knows. In all fairness, I thought it was important to address them, not trying to dodge it. I didn't think it was fair to put our players up here and have them ask these questions that I know you all have to ask. So I'm going to try to ask them the best I can. But fair, in all fairness, it's fluid, and I don't have all the answers. I can tell you that our plans right now are to practice tomorrow. They will have spring break as normal. We have given them a lot of precautions, and we've tried to stay in front of this the best we can. We have multiple team meetings, education. Our medical people have addressed them. So we've stayed ahead of this. We've taken a lot of precautions, but it's fluid.
With those precautions, I mean, do you do anything in the locker room in terms of, cleaning it, bringing in people, outside groups to do some extra deep cleaning?
Yeah, so I'm not trying, we have deferred to our medical staff, and we're doing exactly all the policies and procedures that they've set forth. So everything that they put in place, we're following.
Is part of fluidity things like if you all travel for recruiting or recruits come here, or you have practices open on the public?
Yeah,
Coaches
Kelly,
doing
if we made that public. And Kelly, I'm gonna let Kelly answer that. That's part of the reason why she's here.
Yeah, so at the moment, we're handling recruiting off campus on a case-by-case basis. We do plan to restrict recruiting visits on campus, starting with today and moving forward. Obviously, those are subject to change. Mike, to your point about students coming back, it's our understanding that while the university has encouraged students to depart and not return, if there are students that need to remain here, they're allowed to do so and are filling out housing applications in order to stay. We're going to be subject to that, and our expectation at the moment is our student athletes, particularly for those who are in season or in mandatory workouts that are permitted for the NCAA, to come back that Sunday. Obviously subject to change, but we're working through that, and the plan right now is to bring it back.
And our anticipation is that we'll have a lot of our student athletes stay here in town. We feel good about this being a safe environment. And so we have a team meeting immediately followed, so we're gonna kind of rush y'all out of here as soon as we get done, and with some of the latest news and information.
Neal, can I ask an opinion of yours, I guess, considering the situation the way it is and the idea that everybody here says it's only gonna get worse as time goes on. Would it not be better for the NCAA to say, spring practice is over everywhere and give you extra time, like in August? Because if it isn't cleaned up then, you may not have
I'm gonna stay away from opinion answers. How about that? And here's the thing, and the reason being, I don't have the information. You know,
And I think what we're seeing, Bob, is the NCAA at the moment, for things that aren't directly under their scope are deferring largely to the institutions. We made the decision to cancel spring non-championship, competitions for those sports that are allowed to have those, that are out of season, your soccers, your volleyball. At the moment, we have not restricted practice, but we're under consistent communication to that. And I think we'll probably have another discussion here this afternoon, as to whether or not we need to take any measures there. But up to this point, obviously the NCAA's released some general guidance, the conference office as well. But I think for the most part, when it comes to West Virginia University, they're gonna defer to the university, the appropriate people with that, Shane Lyons, and our healthcare professionals.
and that's why, like, I don't really have an opinion on it. I'm gonna do what I'm told.
You have an international student, Jaito. I mean, I don't even know if he would have been able to go home and
He's
spring
not.
break.
Yeah, he's not.
Anyways.
We're keeping all of our student athletes that are in highly infected areas. They're indeed staying here.
And we're also trying to educate them that because things have been changing at such a rapid pace, the information today might be different than what it is in a week. And so if you're making the decision to leave and come back, know that there could be some changes and things there that could create some issues for you to return. So education has probably been the biggest thing that we can do and will continue to do for them.
Kelly, one more thing from you then. Baseball, I mean, they're still traveling this weekend. That hasn't changed or any of that?
That's correct. At the moment, they are traveling. I know Matt departed Kansas City to go meet them. He's our sport administrator for baseball. Obviously, we're taking a look at gymnastics, that's scheduled to compete this weekend. And so we're gonna continue to kind of handle those as they're coming directly on the calendar. Our general focal point at the moment is between now and the end of March. I think we're gonna defer, to make decisions at a little later date for April and those things thereafter. But we're gonna have more communication here today about gymnastics and baseball specifically.
A little off football, Kelly, but with no crowds
I'm sorry.
supposedly at the,
Could I ask if we're gonna ask questions, would it be okay for you to go to the podium?
Sure.
Just for us.
And I'll say this too, is as she makes her way up, we'll take a couple more of these and then we're gonna kind of get to the football piece, and the reason being is not because it's not important, because again, we're gonna have a team meeting here shortly. So I mean, but ask what you need to ask. We gotta stay on schedule, money, okay?
what I was gonna ask was, with no crowds at like the NCAA basketball and women's NCAA, and will that affect the school's cuts and things like that financially, or?
As of right now, we haven't received any information how that's relative to our revenue streams.
Okay. All right, let's go to football questions.
And I do understand if there's not any. So,
Well, we did see day, or at least part of day two, so
Mhm.
general just question, what'd you see out of day two? What'd you like, what didn't you like?
yeah, I thought right until the end, we had one of our better practices since I've been here. It was clean. I think anytime we're ahead of schedule, which we stayed probably about 5 minutes ahead of schedule for the entire practice. I thought our guys had really had good energy. I think they wanted to release, really. You know, you talk about yesterday. There's a lot went down yesterday. You know, we started talking about this with our players about 8:30 in the morning, and you think about how things change from 8:30 to 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. It's unbelievable. I don't know if I remember a day like that. And so I think they enjoyed being outside and playing the game that they enjoy. It got a little sloppy at the end. I think some of that's conditioning wise. We got some bad body positions, had too many guys on the ground. But it was spirited work. I thought we got good work in all three phases.
You know, purely observational, but like a guy like Ali looks totally different, right?
Yeah.
Do you have your eyes on guys that, like, wow, he looks like he's
guys make a jump. You know, I think we sometimes see it in redshirt freshmen that didn't play in the fall, but a couple of these guys that played have made real quality jumps. Ollie Jennings being one of those guys. Most of you guys were here last year at spring practice. Think how much better we are as a receiving crew now compared to a year ago in the spring. Not only Ali, he's changed his body. Sam James has added about 10 pounds since the TCU game. You know, defensively, Drayshawn Miller, you got your eyes on him for the first time in a long time. He's added quality weight. Tate Mayo had a good day till right at the end today. So I think those are some guys that have changed their bodies. Parker Moore is a guy that's really, since he got here last June, his body has undergone a transformation. Bryson Mays, you know, Bryson Mays is, I think we talked about him a little bit and how he's changed his body and how he's gotten stronger in the pre-spring press conference. But he's another guy that, and his performance has matched that through the first 2 days. Now we'll find out tomorrow because we're going to be in pads. It's a little bit different. It's hard to judge offensive lineman, defensive lineman until we get some pads on.
There were some new faces out there that may be GAs of the future. Have you started that transition
Yeah,
for some of those guys?
We will, and we'll do that. We'll do a release for those guys.
What's a guy like Keon Wakefield do? How you do roster management? A guy like who, I believe he was on scholarship, right?
No, he's not right
He
now.
was, though, right?
At Louisville, he
And then
was.
comes on here because he wants to continue playing, but there seems to be like a market of players like that too. Does that kind of fit into that kind of scheming you have to do?
Well, I think that you try to manage your rosters as best you can in your numbers. He's a kid that's got talent. He's from Louisville, went to Louisville Male High School. His father was a coach there. We recruited him at Kentucky before I left, so I had a relationship there. When he went in the portal looking to leave Louisville, you know, he had an opportunity to come here and been impressed with him. He's gotten stronger. Real slight kid in high school. His body's changed dramatically since the last time I got to see him play football in a live situation. But he'll be competitive in that inside receiver spot.
Not knowing if you're gonna be able to complete spring or if you won't be able to complete spring, are you trying to jam more in on the front end or just gonna keep the same?
Yeah, I've kept it the same so far. And, you know, if we have to make adjustments, we'll adjust. You know, I think every FBS school is FCS school at that same token is kind of dealing with the same issues, and it's unprecedented. So as we need to make decisions, we will. But we're proceeding this week as planned. Other than we spent some educational time on this issue.
That inside wide receiver spot, is that a strength for you guys now?
I think the receiver crew as a whole is a strength. You know, I think a lot of it depends on the development. You know, Winston Wright and Keon and Grayson is another guy that his body's changed. I could have told Mike that too when he asked about that. Grayson's body has really changed for the positive over the last year. Reese Smith will be in the mix there at that inside receiver spot. I think our big slots with TJ Simmons and Isaiah Esdale, they've started that position to have the most catches actually through 2 days.
You mentioned Reese, all those new early enrollee guys, their heads gotta be swimming. How do you
Yeah,
bring
it
them
is.
along with other guys who've been here for, you know, the entire time?
Yeah, you don't slow down. You just give them opportunities. Garrett kind of had his welcome to college football a couple times today, and that's going to happen. He made some really big time throws on Tuesday. Reese had a long touchdown on Tuesday. Also had a couple procedure penalties and things like that. Jaito made a couple plays today. You know, Sam got him on a couple deep balls on Tuesday. So for all those guys, there's a transition. You know, but we get them out there and play. I mean, it's the spring. I always tell our guys, hey, we're in the process of getting better. Our record is going to be the exact same on April 18th as it is right now. It's going to be 0-0. So it's about the process of getting better.
You know, you mentioned trying to get the QBs to challenge each other.
Mhm.
What does that look like off the field? I mean, is that, because they seem like competitive dudes already. I'm just not sure why.
So we always talk about this. What we talk about within our program is competing with. because we're not necessarily competing versus each other. Okay, that should be at the end of the day. You have position battles. You have offense versus defense. We do special team, good punt versus good punt return. Those things. Okay, but it should be competing with. You shouldn't necessarily be competing against, because at the end of the day, you're going to be on the same football team. We go play in September. We're going to line up on one side, and Florida State's going to line up on the other side. So we got to compete with. What the mindset is we're competing with each other, get each other better, so that position will be better. Okay, so that's the kind of the mindset. And so is not necessarily being adversaries, but helping each other. If you see something fundamentally when he's in the game, mention it to him as y'all high fiving on the way out. Okay, or not fist bumping on the way out. We're on that now. Fist bumping. You shouldn't laugh. I'm serious. But we're fist bumping on coming in and off the field. Same in the meeting room. Is, hey, great throw. What'd you see there? Well, I saw the safety stay on the hash. Okay, good. And that's what I'm talking about as far as just is competing with and pushing each other to get better.
Basketball fan, are you curious to see empty arena games? That's
I am.
What would that be like?
You know, I think that it's going to be interesting. I do understand it. It will be interesting. It's I had this thought last night as they were talking about it, and I saw a couple of the games. Is, you know, it's almost like you're going back to like summer league, and I mean, you go back and these guys really haven't played without anybody in the arena except against another opponent. You got the one exhibition game in college, I guess, that are closed, but other than that, it's really summer league high school, you know. And so it's going to be interesting. I think what'll happen is these guys are going to compete, you know, whether it's NBA or it's NCAA. They're going to compete and compete like they're fans in the stands. So anyway, guys, I appreciate the time. I know I changed your schedule a little bit. This is fluid. We're going to keep you all as updated as we possibly can. Okay, and so we're in kind of uncharted waters. Again, I'm not a medical professional. I'm learning, and a lot of this is I'm following the recommendations of our healthcare professionals in our administration. So as we have updates, we will let you all know. Okay, thank you all.